Hipper here. So tomorrow Belfast 43 gets buffed, and I thought I would just do one more video on this ship. I know I already did one 2 days ago, but I'll do just one more here to celebrate the buff. And please help me out by subscribing, liking, sharing, and of course commenting on the video if you have anything at all to say, really. So let's just look at my build here on Belfast 43. I'm using turret with Mikawa as an inspiration along with Belfast. And what that really does is to give you a very, very strong smoke build. And you also get the RPF indicator with perceptive here, so that's also a bonus. But really what this build here is all about is being able to sit in smoke for as long as possible. And Smokeathon here is the skill that you need, and you need it fully upgraded, 16.4. Smoke generator cooldown time, -50. You get 2 extra smokes, and unfortunately the actual smoking doesn't last that long, only about 8 seconds. So you have to be almost at a standstill before you pop the smoke with this build here. Just keep that in mind. But what it does mean that you get 7 smokes, 43 dispersion time, but only a reload time of 35 seconds, meaning that you almost have 10 seconds of extra time. So it means that once a smoke runs out, you will already have the next smoke ready. So if you want to, like I said in my first video, you can actually, pop all 7 smokes just after each other and stay hidden in smoke for a full 6 minutes. So the map is the same map that I showed earlier, like 2 days ago in Belfast 43, and that's because this map here really should be a map where Belfast, reigns supreme, because it's all about cap control. I mean, if you give up control of one of the hotspots, you're going to lose. It's very, very simple. So heading in like I'm doing here, using your smoke to force the destroyers out, and then of course your radar to keep them spotted. That's the way to win. Well, or at least it should be the way to win. But the problem with Belfast, and Belfast 43 for that matter, is that it's just such a pushover. I mean, the ship itself cannot take a hit. And, compared to something like Minotaur, which is just as fragile, at least Minotaur has awe-inspiring DPM that keeps, people in check, and also an amazing amount of torpedoes to, make battleships think twice about pushing you. Belfast 43, on the other hand, while it does have torpedoes now compared to the Tier 6 Belfast, it's still just a ship that pretty much all the other ships can gang up on, beat up behind the school, and take its lunch money and divide it between themselves so they can buy some cigarettes. And then after they finish smoking their cigarettes, they will take the cigarette butts and put them out on Belfast. No, I'm just kidding here a little bit. But my point is that Belfast just get bullied by pretty much every other ship in the game. And the only thing you have to stop this bullying is your smoke. And that's also why I highly recommend that you go with the full smoke build on this ship, because without that, your effectiveness is really, really limited. Because any ship can push this ship here, even a destroyer. If they happen to, get on the side of you, they can citadel a Belfast 43 out of existence in a very, very short time. And also, you don't have many hit points. You only have 38,000. As a solo ship, I don't enjoy Belfast 43. I haven't really played it in a division, but I can kind of imagine that it would be better in a division. But then on the other hand, I would still pick Edinburgh over any of the Belfast any day. And I would still pick Tiger 59 over any of the Belfasts, simply because it's just a better ship. I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit harsh on Belfast, but really, no one seems to like this ship, and I fully understand it. I don't like it either. And I've, kind of forced myself to play it a few days ago, and I played about 4 hours of it, and I had a miserable time, a terrible time actually, and I didn't enjoy it at all. But I thought I want to get some footage for this ship here because it's actually getting a buff in the next update, like I said at the beginning. on Monday, this ship here is getting a faster reload by, I believe it's a second. Now that is sorely needed because like this ship needs to be able to put out more damage. Definitely, there's just no question about it. Not as violently as Minotaur can do because this is a tier 7. But now that we have tier 8 sitting between Belfast and Minotaur, I think Belfast needs to be dialed up a little bit more. It's just anemic, really. And unless you play with a good division and you have a very good, strategy and plan of attack, this ship here is just a total pushover. So I am leaving the sea cap now because there's still 2 ships over there to defend it, and as you can tell, we really need to get the B cap under control, otherwise we're going to lose this battle here. My battleship over on that flank is sitting behind the island, which is pretty much the worst thing you can do because he's not doing any damage to the red team, and he's not supporting his destroyer that's in the cap, fighting for the cap. So that flank is going to fall almost certainly. So that's why I have made this decision here. Okay, the guys at sea, they seem to have things at least under control now. So I will move over to this flank and see if I can stop the Reds over here. Of course, it's kind of wishful thinking in Belfast 43. Had I been in Edinburgh, I could have made a lot more impact over here. But in Belfast, because it's so anemic and so squishy and just like kind of a pain to play, really, all I can do is get over here and then smoke up and then hope the enemy makes mistakes. That's pretty much it. I think most people in the community agree with my assessment of the ship here because judging from how many Belfast 43s I see out there, or rather how many I don't see, it doesn't seem to be a very popular ship to play, and I fully understand that. It's very frustrating, I think, because even if you do really, really well in Belfast, which is pretty common in a ship, because where you spawn, you can make a huge difference. But then after that, you're totally relying on your team, because if the other flank fails, like in this case here, there's not much you can do about it in this ship here. Only really if you're facing, only destroyers, then you have the upper hand. But, any sort of cruiser, or especially a battleship, it's going to be a tall order, especially if they outnumber you. So another annoying thing about this ship here is that it's just so, the opposite of agile. It's pretty slow. It has quite a fast rudder and an okay turning radius, but it takes forever to stop. And it takes forever if you have to do like a 3-point turn or an Austin Powers turn somewhere. Like, you're going to be there all day because this thing just takes an eternity to get going and another eternity to stop. And I mean, you spend half the battle just manipulating the throttle in the ship here, and wow, that gets very, very annoying in my opinion. I mean, the armor is not great. Actually, the armor is terrible, but I can live with that because you have smoke and you have radar, which in theory should be a winning combination, and it is. It is. I mean, you can remove destroyers quickly and easily. And with Belfast 43, you actually get some torpedoes for self-defense, but I mean, that's what they are. They're for self-defense. And even then, you only have 3. And as you'll see in this video here, it doesn't really matter that much. And again, like I say, if you're outnumbered, this is not the best ship to be in. Edinburgh would be a much, much better pick. So this is what I'm talking about here. I'm trying to push this cap here, but I just can't push in this ship here. I have an Iowa out there on the side that I have to take care of. And the only way I can do damage now is to sit in smoke and then just hope I can burn down this Iowa fast enough so I can actually turn my attention on the real targets, which are the ships inside the cap here. But they've got me in a pretty nasty triangle here. And I'm just lucky there's no destroyers over here. So I'm just going to see if how long I can last, really, because the only way I can make this work is if I get some backup over here. Now, my battleship is trying. He also left the sea cap to get over here and try to stop the onslaught. But really, we are outnumbered, and it's 3 battleships versus 1 battleship. And it's just a matter of time before he's removed from the map. And then I'm in real trouble. Now, to be fair, I do like the torpedoes on Belfast. I just don't have enough of them. I mean, Minotaur gets no less than 10 torpedoes per side. And that's just nuts. And then, you know, on Belfast you get 3. And it's just not enough. And I'll show you here. Like, I'll fire 1 because I don't want to miss every torpedo here. But, you know, in hindsight, I should have fired all 3. But then again, it's not enough to take out a whole battleship. And even if you fire all 6, they might actually survive depending on how many floods you get and stuff like that. So here I actually get a hit. But my concealment in smoke is 4 point something kilometers or 3.9, I can't remember. But in any case, the Iowa is within that range. So I cannot shoot at Iowa. I would like to, but I just can't. And he's removing that AFK destroyer there. Another problem in this battle here. And as you can see, my smoke is about to run out. But that's perfect because we already have the next one lined up. And almost with 10 seconds left to spare, really. So that's what I'm saying. So now I'm just checking what is my concealment in smoke. And I shoot because there's really nothing I can do here. I can just sit here and wait to get citadeled. So that's why I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to actually do some damage to this Iowa here. Because there's only 2 of us left now. Myself and the destroyer, so obviously we're going to lose this battle here. And the destroyer is AFK, so that means that I'm the only one left now. So that's also why I smoke up again. And then I'm going to keep damaging this Iowa here until he gets within my concealment distance again. And once that happens, I mean, there's really nothing I can do. You can see him turning his turrets now. And of course, that's a huge problem. But he can't see me. And that's my only trump right now. I can sit here, I can shoot at him. So you can see 4.7 in smoke. So I can shoot at this guy until he gets within 4.7 kilometers of me. If I keep shooting, then I'll get spotted and then I'll get instantly removed. And it's just a matter of time before he gets, you know, a shot in that actually hits me. So this is one of those situations where, you know, the bully Iowa has cornered, you know, the nerdy Belfast behind the school and just waiting for the Belfast to give up. And then the Iowa is going to take my lunch money and spend it on cigarettes. And there is absolutely nothing I can do about it. I can try to torp this guy, but you can see he's clever. He's sitting bow on, he's making himself the smallest target that he can, and he's just waiting for my smokes to disappear. And as you can see, I've used all my 7 smokes now. So I am a sitting duck. I do get 1 torp hit there. If I had got 1 more torp hit, I would have been able to get rid of this Iowa here. But then on the other hand, that wouldn't help me a lot. So the smokes are out and the game is up. I'm spotted by everyone and there's absolutely zilch I can do about it. The Iowa fires and yeah. I made that one there. And I get away with my life, but that was just a matter of time anyway. So that was Belfast 43 for you guys. Pretty good game, but still a loss. And yeah, too bad. Let's get this ship buffed, please. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.